much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends on this incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And to every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. And in addition to having won the battleground states of North Carolina, I love these places, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, we are now winning in Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska, which would result in us carrying.
Yes, that is how we begin International Desk this week as we take a look at the U.S. presidential election 2024. The former president, now the incoming 47th president, has actually declared himself as the winner of the election, even though few results are yet to be counted. But then, as at the last count, he already had well over 50%, and he has just 3 votes to make it to 270 when he will be finally declared the winner. World leaders are already congratulating him, but that is, before we talk about the world leaders, let me introduce my guest, Akintoye, to you all. He is a known face on the show, and he is a strong supporter of Donald Trump. Good morning.
Good morning, Moji, and today is one of my happiest days. And as you can see in my tie, it tells you where my leanings and my support is. Trump all the way.
Okay, let's take a look at Trump and Kamala Harris's performance. Let's talk about before the election. Talk about reflect on the campaigns, the key issues that they dwelt on.
All right, I think like anyone who has been observing closely would have noticed, you will see a situation where they were for the first time not campaigning on personalities but on policies, in terms of the fact that someone like Kamala Harris was strongly and blatantly advocating for the abortion right, for example, your right to your own body, believing that every woman has the right to decide what he does with her own body in terms of the choice. What am I trying to say? They believe in the abortion justice, abortion right. You can abort your own child unborn. And this gives a lot of venom to the people in the Republican side, meaning that, look, let's give the opportunity of life to these kids. Don't just abort them. They are a living thing. And then you see people like Donald Trump on the strong policies of border control, saying that illegal immigrants should not just flood our country. We should have a border. A borderless country is a no country, meaning that they are coming to the front burner with their strong policies. And that is what appeals to the emotionality, the sensibility of the American public. Like this man says, let's stop immigrants. Let's have a mass deportation of immigrants. Let's put them in jail if possible. Don't let's welcome them into our five-star hotels and pay them with taxpayers' money. And the veterans of war, the real Americans are suffering, and these immigrants are taking away the pure American jobs.
But the immigrants are contributing to the
yes,
economies,
that is what the Democrats are advocating. But don't forget, the immigrants are taking away the jobs that ordinarily and naturally belongs to the American. That is one. Two, it is even wrong for anybody to come into your country illegally. That is not just immigration. That is an invasion. For example, some of these people have military background, and it's speculated that about 8 to 21 million of such foreigners or aliens, immigrants, have flooded the United States of America. What do you think will happen if the projectile continues at such an enormous spade? So what I'm trying to say in essence is, someone is saying, let's give rights to the LGBT, lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgenders. You have the right to your own body. You can decide what you want to do. A man wants to be in bed with another man. A woman's natural cause to long for a man is no more the order of the day. A woman wants to have a woman in bed with her. And these are their key proponents. These are the things that are pushing forward to the front burner. And another man is saying, no, male and female created he them. And so, for the first time in the history of America, I see a contest between light and darkness. And as of yesterday, I thought Harris could win, and I said this will be the first time spanning through the story city where darkness will overcome light.
That's just quite harsh, But then let's talk. According to you now, it's more about the policies, not gender now. It means Americans are not ready for a woman president, or she didn't just hit the right chord.
I think it's not about America not being ready for the right president. I think the Democrats made a big mistake bringing. They did not bring out their best foot forward. If they had brought forward Michelle Obama, it will have been a different ball game as we speak right now. Kamala Harris wasn't, in my own opinion, the best candidate that the Democratic Party should have put forward, and that is one of the things that I ultimately militated against, without sounding misogynistic, trying to say that it has to be a man. I've never felt that way. I love women in power. I've always appreciated a woman who understands her onions and knows what to do. I always appreciate it where the position of the CEO goes to the woman. I always love the optics of a woman calling the shot, personally. So it's not, and I think Americans are far more prepared than I for a woman president. But the point in question now is the kind of woman president that has been put forward. For example, when you check the background of Kamala Harris, you will see someone who is of an Indian heritage. She has always been known as a woman from the Indian heritage. But to appeal to the black population, to the black voters in America, she began to change the rhetorics to the fact that she's now a black. Any man who, or any woman who changes her stand based on the personalities or the people that he or she is dealing with is not worth being a leader. And so you see that categorically depicting itself in Kamala Harris in terms of the fact that she changes the goalpost even to her own persona, to her own personality, based on the person she's dealing with. Look at what happened when Benjamin Netanyahu came to America. She was visibly absent to show support for the Arab Americans, to the Arab population in America. And then this woman is married to a Jew. Who does that? Such a conflicting personality herself, just playing politics. And Americans are too smart, too intelligent, too cerebral to pander to such mediocrity and such political nuance. And so she has been, in my own opinion, even though it's not conclusive, she has been voted out, and Trump is the order of the day.
But then you will agree with me that she really tried. 266 to 219, it is 270 that will win eventually. Trump has 51.1% of popular vote and 47.3% of popular vote. That's for Kamala Harris. What would you say about that?
Okay, so for the benefit of our listeners, and even I remember 10 years ago.
We still have the Electoral College.
Yes, I remember 10 years ago, anytime I watch American election, I don't get to understand what it's all about, especially when it comes to the issue of the Electoral College. Because you may win the popular vote in the United States, and if you don't win the electoral vote, you are not considered as the winner. So the way it was structured in the United States of America is that they have about 538, specifically speaking, 538 electoral votes. And anyone who is able to take 270 and above has automatically won the election. Now, historically, you have the red states and the blue states. Trump will have in the bank 219 electoral votes, talking about states that are just pro-Trump or pro-Republican. He will have about 219 of these already in the bank. And so it means that Trump will need 51 electoral votes, 51 extra electoral votes from the swing states. These are states that are they are hardly decided. You know, the Republicans can win it these 4 years, and the Democrats can win it the other 4 years. We are talking of states like Arizona, states like Nevada, states like Michigan, states like Pennsylvania, which is the major determinant this time around, North Carolina, Wisconsin, and Georgia. And so when you look at that, each of these candidates now have to concentrate their effort on these swing states. Now, in the case of Trump now, while others have 11 electoral colleges or votes, like Nevada, like Georgia, like and so on and so forth. Pennsylvania, which is like the last to be counted, has 19, and it looks like the all 19, you know, or something close to that, is going for Trump, which means that now Kamala Harris is trying to play catch up, which is already too late. So given that picture, the electoral vote has already favored Trump, and so anytime from now we expect that Donald J. Trump will be declared the winner of this 2024 presidential election in the US. Well, the video we saw
earlier on, he has actually declared that he won the election. Unfortunately, Kamala Harris was meant to address her supporters at Howard University. That was cancelled.
Okay, so they were all, you know, proactively, they were all to have their winning parties. Kamala Harris chose Harvard. Trump chose a particular place where the parties are going on. They all prepared their thank you speech and their acceptance speeches and blah, blah, blah. But then, I have always felt that the persona, the personality, look at the effort of Elon Musk. And that is critical, and I must say this. Kids in China, they are playing with nanotechnology, robotics, artificial intelligence. And then American kids are being tutored in LGBT. They have drag queens in their classes. They are teaching them that they could be born in the wrong body, that they could be men when they were actually biological females. And this is the ideology, the intellection that governs the American space, the social space. And you don't even have the right to insist that your daughter is your daughter and she's a girl because she's obviously a girl. It went as stupid as in America, they were beginning to define who is a woman, as simple as who is a woman, and diverse definition. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say in essence is that I'm beginning to think that how will it possibly happen that the number of people that want such nonsense, such LGBT nonsense, such border invasion will outnumber this number of people that want America to be great again. These are the rhetoric, these are the slogans that bats what and who will become the next American president.
Now, you mentioned Elon Musk the other time.
Yes.
And before we talk about the international consequences of Trump winning this election, let's take a look at, let's compare it to the previous ones. Elon Musk doling out $1 million. And
daily?
Daily, yeah. So let's talk, is that not election? Can we just count it as vote buying?
Okay, so whoever spends the most money historically wins U.S. election. U.S. election does not have a constitutional restriction on the amount of money you can spend and the brevity and the longevity of the time that you can campaign. And now, so this is what happened to Trump. Intrinsically, what happened to Trump is that people who didn't like Trump decided to vote for Trump because they could obviously and essentially see the Trump team. What do I mean? People like Vivek Ramaswamy obviously will make the cabinet of Trump. People like J.D. Vance, people like Elon Musk. So you already know the kind of people, the kind of team that Donald J. Trump is assembling. So some people who may not even like Donald Trump's persona will say, look, I want a Vivek Ramaswamy to handle my international affairs. I want a J.D. Vance to handle diplomacy and so on and so forth. And then coming back to your question in terms of what the outlook of international politics, global war, conflict in the Middle East, what is going to happen? Let me assure you something. Trump is a stopper of war. That is who Trump is. Trump is a stopper of war. Trump is the only president in modern history who never started a war, but rather ended a war. What am I trying to say? If Trump becomes a president as he has, you will see a de-escalation in the Middle East. You will see a temporization in Russia, Ukraine. This is going to happen. Why? Because he knows what to bring to the table, his personality. He will not just sit in America and call the shot. He will visit Russia, he will talk to Putin, and Putin will listen to him because they know the personality behind his person.
Now that world leaders are congratulating him, this particular one interests me, and that is from Netanyahu. Dear Donald Trump and Melania Trump, congratulations on history's greatest comeback. Your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America and a powerful recommitment to the great alliance between Israel and America. This is a huge victory.
Obviously,
I wasn't expecting
obviously
that.
a setback is a setup for a comeback, and really is a comeback for America. It's a comeback for America coming back into greatness, coming back to their frontal position. When it comes to nuclear weapon, when it comes to advancement in technology, countries like Russia, India, and China, they are giving a press for America. America is nose driving and plummeting. America is not as great as it used to be. Americans are suffering. The inflation rate in America is totally unprecedented.
But it's general, it's global.
America, why did we dollarize? Because we believe that the dollar is the most stable economy. I mean, is the most stable currency in the world. That is no more the reality. That is there's a paradigm shift that makes American currency fluctuate. That's one. Two, the staples are extremely on the inflation side. So if Trump comes back as a businessman, as a proactive intellectual, that he's very cerebral, he's very decisive, he's going to bring back all the industries and all the factories and all the outsourced business. For example, Joe Biden in the last 4 years has agreed to the total outsourcing of even agriculture to countries like India and China. America now imports food. This has never happened before. And so now when Trump's come back, a lot of good things are coming back. And then the world will have a leader which has been absent in the last 4 years.
Interesting. Now, let's round off the program today with the lessons in all of this and lessons for African nations.
Okay, so we have to embrace democracy, and those are the things that worked against Donald Trump when he lost the election the last time and he was not ready to concede defeat. You remember the Capitol Hill incidents. And so it means that democracy will always give you an opportunity to properly and diplomatically ventilate your grievances. Now he has lost election, he remains calm, and now he's coming back with the same process that he was very, very angry with the last time. So Africans should understand that we should not invite military coup. We should embrace democracy. Democracy is what, and don't forget, the number of voters declined. However, it still depicted who the people of the United States wants to govern them.
Yeah, thank you so much for your contributions. That is all we can take on the program today. Many thanks to Akintoye for being a part of the show again today. Thank you so much. And that's all we have for you on International Desk for this week. Thank you all for watching. Do join us same time next week. Goodbye.